everyone, and welcome to Works in Progress. My name is Allison Harper, and today we are going to talk about Public Works Capital Improvement Projects. We have Jake Lewis, Engineering Manager with the Department of Public Works, here to give us a little bit more information about this topic. Jake, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So just to go ahead and get us started, can you give us some background on what is the goal of these Public Works Capital Improvement Projects?
So the Public Works Capital Improvement Program involves the rehabilitation, replacement, and the addition of public works infrastructure throughout the city. That process involves engineering studies, the engineering, obviously, construction, right-of-way acquisition, and project management of about 120 transportation and stormwater projects. And currently, the active public works CIP is around $500 million.
Wow, yeah, that is a big deal in public works for sure. So let's go ahead and get started, and if you can give us a little bit more updates about certain projects we had going on. So let's start with Great Bridge Boulevard at Battlefield Boulevard intersection improvement project. So where are we at with that project?
So this is one we talked about last time, but it's currently construction is completed. So done with that one for now. So
all
that's
right.
good.
So a lot of improvements at that intersection. So definitely it's made a little bit more easier for motorists to travel throughout that corridor.
Yeah,
correct?
so the efficiency through the intersection is now better after the project, and I think it's a what we would deem a successful project.
Wonderful. So Mount Pleasant Road Phase 2 widening project. So this one's been going on for a while. Mount Pleasant Road is very highly traveled. So where are we at with this one?
So Phase 2 is completed, with the exception of a few punch list items for the paving that we just did out there, but pretty much punching that job out, Phase 2. But there is also the Phase 3.
Okay. Can you give us some information about the Phase 3?
Yeah, so Phase 3 we're currently in construction on. We've got another few days left for this phase of Phase 3 because we had to do a closure for 2 weeks. So what we'll do, hopefully this week, we'll open the road back up. And then the last final piece of that is at the track on Mount Pleasant Road, and pending railroad coordination, we'd like to hopefully by the end of August start with flagging operations to get that last sidewalk connection completed there.
Awesome. So Oaklet Bridge Rehab Project. So this is located off Indian River Road. So there have been lane closures out there for quite some time. So can you give us an update on the rehab project there?
Yeah, Oaklet Bridge is going well. Like you said, it's a rehab project of the bridge. We've completed the top portion, which is the superstructure. And now what's remaining is the substructure, some more piling work on the piles on the bridge. It's slated to be completed in September of 25, and it's actually on time now.
Okay. So and what if the additional items that they may need to do, if there's any lane closures or anything out there, we'll make sure to get that out to the traveling motorists, so there's no traffic disruptions.
For sure.
So Johnstown Road widening project. So that's located near, kind of between Hanbury Road and Waters Road. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's right there, like you said, at that intersection. It's doing some sidewalk, a little bit of turn lane, road widening, and then also we're modifying the signal. And that project's tracking pretty much on schedule, and it's coming to a completion sometime September of 25.
Well, that's good news for that one as well.
Yeah.
So Triple Decker Bridge. So this is off of Military Highway. So there's been some traffic impacts there, but from what I see that the lanes are open now.
Right.
So is that project done, or is there still some more work that needs to be happening?
So formal completion is slated for October of 2025. Currently, the upper level, which is Military Highway, is open for traffic in all directions. That could change with some little bit of punch list stuff, but we are still doing the work underneath on Bainbridge. So as you'll see with your notices, that traffic notice will go out as they change.
Yeah, so there's still the lane closures on Bainbridge, and then anything else, if there's any lane closures on Military Highway, we'll make sure to get that out as well. All right, so big ones coming up. Elbow Road Bridge replacement.
Right.
So that is right around the corner. I understand that is kind of like a joint effort between the city of Chesapeake and the city of Virginia Beach. Can you give us information on this bridge replacement project? What kind of traffic impacts or length of time that this project will take as well?
So as far as the traffic impacts, we're currently working with the contractor on a start date of late September, early October.
Okay.
That project is going to close Elbow Road at the Virginia Beach line for up to 10 months.
Okay.
The city has done an incentive to try to pay the contractor to finish quicker, which is 8 months. So there's a 2-month incentive on the job. All in all, the project's supposed to take 1 year. So
Okay.
even once they open it, they may still be doing work off to the side, but the closure would hopefully be completed.
Okay.
So there will be a detour that's going to be marked. It's a long detour, but obviously y'all are going to communicate that to the public.
Right, definitely. And I think that detour is using Indian River Road to Lynn Haven Parkway to Centerville. So that would be the normal detour we would use for any type of Elbow Road bridge closure.
Correct, yeah.
All right. So before the widening of Elbow Road happens, this bridge replacement has to occur. So there's not going to be any widening work done until this 1 year closure happens. So
Correct.
can you give us some information on the widening project and what motorists should expect to see out there for that?
So the widening project's coming after the bridge, like you mentioned. That's actually designed slated for September of 26 being completed.
Okay.
Construction, like you said, won't start until the bridge is done. And that's going to be widening more the part in Chesapeake through where the developments are. But we'll be widening out to putting in a median with wider lanes and shoulders through that corridor.
Okay, but as that work is happening, there's going to be no road closure for that. Like motorists will still be able
the
to
Elbow
travel.
Road widening, which again, that's much further in the future than the bridge. It'll be mainly like flagging, some lane shifting, but once traffic's flowing, we should be able to work alongside of it.
Okay, well, that all sounds good. So a lot of good things happening. We appreciate everything that you and your team does each year to improve our infrastructure. So
Appreciate
thank
it.
you for being here.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's a wrap on Works in Progress. We'll see you next time.